Hello and welcome back to Geography with Justin. In this video, we're going to learn about weather and climate. We're going to talk a little bit about the differences between them and then a brief introduction into each one of them. Many people use the words weather and climate interchangeably. Although they're related, they are not the same thing. So what's the difference? The time scale. Weather deals with short-term atmospheric conditions at a specific location at a specific time. So as we can see in the example here, today's weather will let us know if it's going to be sunny or cloudy, if it's going to be raining or snowing or windy, things like that. Climate, on the other hand, refers to the long-term atmospheric conditions, so that we're going to be talking more about averages and things that happen over longer periods of time, such as months, years, decades, centuries, and even longer than that. As you can see from here on the map here on the right side, that's a drought map. Since that's something that happens over a longer time, that's going to be in the climate category. So if we're looking at the weather and we look outside today and it's sunny and it's not raining, we might think we have nice weather today. But if it hasn't rained in a bunch of months, that would mean we're in a drought. So that's going to be in the climate category. So one of the simplest way to visualize weather is by looking at a weather forecast. We rely on weather forecasts to know if it'll be sunny, cloudy, or a little bit of both. They let us know how hot it will be or how cold it will be and if it's going to rain or snow. So we'll look at this map here on the left. You can see it shows numbers letting us know what the temperature is going to be. Here at the bottom it shows it's going to be rainy. Here's rain with some snow. Here it's going to be cloudy. Here it's mostly sunny with some clouds. Here it's mostly cloudy with a little bit of sun. And then here we have a smaller region that's zoomed in that you can see the different temperatures with highs and lows in these areas. And so this is a typical weather forecast that you'll see in a newspaper. Then over here on the right side, this is a radar precipitation map. And so you can see here there's the heavier precipitation on this side and then some just general light rainfall all around the area. So this is something that you might see on a nightly newscast, just showing what the weather is going to be for the next day. So as we learned in the last slide, weather, we're talking about short-term atmospheric conditions in a specific place at a specific time. And that's what we're seeing here. So basically a weather forecast will let you know if it's a flip-flops day or a grab an umbrella day. As we mentioned earlier, climate will tell us about the long-term conditions of a region. We'll use more generalized terms such as hot or cold and wet or dry. This image here is a Köppen climate classification map. And so this is a very widely used system for representing climates across the world. Here at the bottom is the key. As you can see, there are quite a few different climate classifications, but they're set into a few different groups. So we'll start over here with the first group being tropical climates. Those are going to be found between the tropics, as the name indicates, along the equator. You can probably recognize areas such as the Amazon, the Congo, areas in Indonesia, Southeast Asia, and those are areas that are tropical climates. The next big category is dry climates. So here's deserts and semi-arid areas. And so these include areas such as Arizona, northern Mexico, areas along the coast here of South America, even going all the way down here. Obviously the most well-known, the Sahara Desert, the Arabian Peninsula, Horn of Africa, Namibia, the Australian Desert. And then there's also the semi-arid areas such here in northwestern China and Mongolia, where you also have some cold desert. Not all deserts are hot. And so those are the dry climates. The next section, this one's here. As you can see, there are a few more of these. These are temperate climates. And so these are going to be more moderate temperatures. As you can see here, the southeast of the United States falls under the temperate climates. For those of you who've been to Texas or Florida, you might not consider that to be very moderate. But when you look in the context of going between ice caps and tundra and the tropics, they're pretty moderate. And so that, as we said, is areas of the southeastern United States, includes more Mediterranean climates such as in California, areas here in Chile, Uruguay, Argentina, and Brazil. A little bit on the cooler side, you have areas such as the United Kingdom, France, parts of Germany, and you have areas such as the southeast coast of Australia and New Zealand. These are all parts of the temperate climates. It will also go to places such as the subpolar, so that's going to be areas like further down here in Chile where you'll probably see some glaciers here in the fjords down here. The next section, those that start with a D, that's the continental climates. As you can see, there are quite a few of those as well. These are much colder than the temperate climates, and they're mostly found on the interior or also on the polar coasts of the continents. And so here you can see in the northern United States and Canada, all the way into Alaska, here those are continental climates, so there will be a huge variation between the summer warms and the winter colds in these areas here. Also in this area is a large section of Central and Eastern Europe, Scandinavia, Russia all the way across through Siberia, where you'll see some of the coldest temperatures along here. And it dips down here into both North and South Korea as well, Japan. And so those areas are continental climates, so there's variability between the amount of precipitation and how cold they get. So there's a big variety in these on the continental climates, but they generally are much cooler or colder than the other climates on this area. The next one is going to be the polar and alpine climates. Those are the ones here in gray. So the light gray is tundra, and so in this area there's not a lot of vegetation, no trees. And then the dark gray, that's ice cap, so that's permanently covered in ice. So it's like the Greenland ice cap, and then obviously Antarctica. So these are the coldest areas on the planet. And so like areas that says the ice caps, those are known as places of eternal winter because they're so cold all times of the years. And so that's just an introduction to climate here. We'll go more in depth in this on a future presentation where we'll go into more regional climate and go more specific into the differences between some of those big categories. As always, thank you for watching this video. I hope you learned a little bit about weather and climate. In future videos, we're going to go more into detail about weather phenomena, climate types, and of course climate change. So please like this video and subscribe to my channel using the links below. Thank you.